Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, and since he doesn't remember these, I'm going to continue on with our review of the X-Men franchise with X2, X-Men United, which is actually quite a good movie. I think this one is a step up from the first one in many ways. It still has its fundamental problems, but I really like how interesting and involved the movie got. It starts off with the assassination attempt on the president.
I remember the beginning was pretty cool. Didn't it introduce
Nightcrawler?
Wasn't it his first movie?
Yeah.
He wasn't in the first movie.
No, he wasn't in the first. This was the only one he was in. Actually.
Oh, okay.
And you see him like.
And this
then,
movie, it was like
kicking
Bryan Singer was at the top of his game, and whoever thought he'd end up with Jack the Giant Slayer.
I know. Like, after this movie, he made Superman Returns, which was really kind of like, it was a wonderful fan film to the first two movies, but that's calling a summer blockbuster that cost $270 million to make a fan film. Like, I mean, then he did Valkyrie, which I never saw. You're a Tom Cruise fan, did you?
No, I didn't see it.
He did
I'm
Valkyrie.
I'm not a war.
Yeah, and then followed that up with Jack the Giant Slayer, and it's like, dude, what happened? X-Men 2 and The Usual Suspects are two really quite good movies.
So, X-Men 2.
X-Men 2. So I like the opening with the assassination attempt on the president by this lethal mutant who you find out actually isn't lethal at all, but he's being taken by a U.S. government official who's poisoned him with a certain serum that he's able to control and implement stuff in his mind using his mutant son to try to start this war against the mutants, whom he hates. It's very interesting and convoluted, but whatever. It works, and it kind of gets you involved, and I liked Nightcrawler. He's the best thing about this movie. I liked Storm and whatnot. She finally dropped that hokey accent, and if you remember the first movie, which you didn't, Storm in the first movie speaks with a pseudo-African accent.
Oh, really?
She kind of does it, but she does it so poorly you can't really tell. It's there sometimes, it's not there others, and it's really bad. Halle Berry just really sucked in that first movie. Like, I mean, she looked good and everything, but the accent was terrible. So the second one, they literally just dropped the accent, which is whatever. She just apparently, one of her mutant abilities is speech therapy so that she can sound like a generic American. But I liked her. They went with the whole Jean Grey, Dark Knight, or Dark Phoenix Rising storyline, where Jean Grey in the comic books starts to become so powerful she turns into the evil Phoenix, Dark Phoenix, which is really interesting. You see hints of this where fire blazes in her eyes and stuff like that. She's showing too much power. They were really setting up a fantastic third movie here. They continued on with Wolverine wanting to find out more about who he is and whatnot. And then the end of the movie, I like the resolution of the movie, where it's like, it doesn't matter who I was before, it's who I am now, and he throws the tags away. He is the Wolverine or whatever, and that's it.
Or whatever.
And I kind of liked that. The thing that pissed me off, they had so many mutants and they just started throwing more and more in. They didn't know what to do with the ones that they had, and this is a problem with the franchise that, as it moves forward, is just mutant galore. They have no time for characterization outside of a few of them, so much so that main characters like Cyclops, they have no idea what to do with, so they just knock him out for 2/3 of the movie. Literally, he gets hit in the head, and then he's knocked out for 2/3 of the movie, and then when he wakes up, he's momentarily a bad guy because he's forgotten and poisoned, and then Jean Grey stops him, and then he's like, "All right, honey," and then they run off and save the day. And, the other cool thing I liked with this is Magneto ends up teaming up with the X-Men, because this is...
Oh, I remember that.
Which was kind of cool, like, where it's like, this isn't a fight between the X-Men and
Who are they fighting?
This is a fight between us and the humans, and the humans are the ones that are trying to stop us. And I liked that aspect where Magneto, like, is willing to put aside his differences in order to save Xavier and also to...
I remember that.
And it's like, that was cool, that was interesting.
And you're right, they were totally setting up an amazing third with Bryan Singer, presumably, the helmet.
The script was even like starting to develop and being written, and when he got offered Superman, and he's like, "I love Superman! I'm gonna fuck that franchise right into the ground!" And then he went over there and he did that. So yeah.
All right.
I don't know what happened with Superman. But anyway, X2. I'm gonna give this movie. It probably deserves 3.5. It does have plenty of flaws. I'm gonna give it 3 stars though. So it's
Wow.
very, 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 very good. This was the best X-Men movie for years.
Yeah, I remember. I know that this is good. I remember. I know that this is better than the third. I know that I like this more than the first one, and it was very much. I mean, the X-Men trilogy, which I'd call the first 3 movies, obviously, because the first 4 movies can't be a trilogy, or the first 2, is exactly like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, and I think there's another trilogy. Oh, Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark Knight.
So where?
Hell, even
So,
the Blade movies.
well, I haven't seen them, so I can't comment. But I actually own all 4. I got all 4 for $3 in a pack at Half Price Books used.
Oh, really?
But you know, they're in the pile of
Yeah.
never to be watched. But I mean, 4 movies for $3.
Yeah.
Come on, with the F. So where was I going? Oh yeah. So I'm confident. I feel confident enough to go 3.5 because I remember this being definitely better than the first one, and definitely very much like a Spider-Man 2. Not as great as
No.
Spider-Man 2 because what is, but 3. I don't remember anything about it. I remember everything as you mentioned it, and that they Magneto joined at the end, and that was great. Is this the one with the no? Is this the one? Which one? No, the third one is the with the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll leave it at that to save time because I don't remember anything. But I'm gonna go 3.5. I'm pretty sure it's worth
This
it.
is the end, the one that ended with Jean Grey dying.
Right. Yeah.
She saves the X-Men by letting herself die, and it was supposed to be an actual death
Yeah. Which never happened.
for her.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Sorry, folks. You know I don't remember.
That's it. The X-Men Part 2.
What's it called?
X-Men United. X2 X-Men United.
X2 X-Men United. Thanks for watching.